Thank you, Dr. Talal Abu Ghazala, for inviting me to participate in such an important conference, although it is virtual, but I hope next year we will all be able to meet together with all the outstanding participants in this conference. Again, I believe this is a very important one, and it has a lot of important agenda and great speakers. I will be speaking about the importance of the U.S.-China relation and its impact into our part of the world, the Arab world, Middle East, or particularly more into the Gulf region. The U.S.-China relation since the establishment became a very important relation, and both countries are the two largest economic power in the world. The relation has been quite turbulent because of the issue of tariff between both and the way how President Trump decided to address the issue with China. And then post-corona and the discovery of the corona, he called it the Chinese disease, and it became a very important, tense relation between both. And that sort of tense has been supported by a different American power because, again, the media have helped a lot to emphasize on what is called the Chinese virus and the importance of that one. It took much more larger scale than what the Chinese people or the Chinese government may have anticipated. To the point that Trump have accused the International Health Organization by being closer to the Chinese and cover for the Chinese a lot of the things that they should not have because they have not notified early the rest of the world about this disease. Of course, with such a big and important relation between both sides, the rest of the world will be affected. As far as we are in the Gulf concerned, more than 30% of China import comes from the Gulf region. Saudi Arabia is the largest exporter of oil to China, and China is the largest exporter, of course, of goods, to the Gulf. So they're the largest trade partner also in both ways, importing and exporting to the China. The concern, of course, today that we all have, it depends. It looks much more clearer now that President Biden, the elect President Biden, will be in the White House by January 20th. In case of so, then we don't think, or I don't believe that he's going to criminalize Chinese government the way how Trump was going to handle it. But at the same time, I believe both, whether it's President Trump or elect President Biden, they will expect from their alliances in the world to take a similar position with them toward China. For the Middle East and Africa, China became a very important partner. The Belt and the Road is an extremely interesting economic, development, project. They have established a lot of strong relation to countries all the way from Pakistan to Morocco and to many sub-Sahara countries, and also in the Horn of Africa. So China is going to be very important, and they will be more important, of course, in the future. But at the same time, because this part of the world, our security comes from the U.S. So the question, of course, will be what sort of imposed policies that will come out of Washington, D.C. to their alliances and to their friends in the region when it comes to the Chinese issue. The second, of course, important issue is the 4 key Chinese security agenda. It all deals with the U.S. because, as far as I'm concerned, it's the rate of exchange, it is protectionism, and level of growth, and the Pacific security. And all of these 4 key issues, of course, are very much related to the U.S. So we see much more protectionism, trade court and trade issues and tariff between the U.S. and China in the international organization like WTO. And we understand that President Trump have always called that this international organization, they take the Chinese position, they take the Chinese side, although the Chinese have won some of the strong cases against the U.S. at the WTO. The level of growth, of course, very important for the U.S. company, and we saw when The president was trying to stop some of the U.S. company from not manufacturing in China or being there. How much and how quickly he had to change his position and decision, because it is very important for the U.S. economy. The rate of exchange, of course, is the U.S. who have put a great push that they would like to have a floating rate for the yuan and not a fixed rate by the government, because they still believe that floating rate will be better. Pacific security, it's a key issue, and the key issue there because of the situation in North Korea and the that sort of tension created for Japan, South Korea, the strong American alliances there. What I can now we start seeing a new alliances between Australia, India, and Japan, standing with the U.S. Vis-a-vis the Chinese. Definitely, whatever situation will take place between China and the U.S., it will have a great impact on the global economy and also in the region here, being that's almost 65% of our energy exported goes to Asia, and the four big countries that import from us is China number one, South Korea, Japan, and India. So that will be very much affected. And since we have our close security ties and security architecture is primarily linked to the U.S. and to the West, we're going to see also a big concern on that one. And the U.S. pressure, of course, now, even if President Biden, one of his policies, of course, to refix the relation with Europe, because he's very concerned about the damage that have happened to the European relation and to the NATO, and he wanted to fix that. So all of that is going to be a key issue, but we hope all the best for that. Technology, of course, is a big issue, and we have received a lot of pressure in the region here from the U.S. side, saying that if you use the Chinese G5, that will be a violation of the strong relation, and we don't advise you to do that. They're even going beyond advising to trying to stop all of that. However, we will see how the future days will tell us how things will go. I would like to thank you very much for listening to my quick notes in this one. Again, thanking the organizer and the institution behind it, and all the participants. All the best and take care. Abdulaziz Sagir, Chairman of the Gulf Research Center, Saudi Arabia.